Okay, good evening again, and thank you for staying tuned. Let us finish our session of first week of classes with a quick review of the strategic management process. And I will leave you to see some clips of YouTube regarding to many cases or examples that I was preparing for you regarding this particular topic. One of Latam Airlines, one of our largest and most important competitors, and one from Avianca that I will further give you the introduction in a few more minutes. So let me just go to the screen in order to talk with you with some images and with the idea of the sequence that the strategic management process has. So going back to the contents, okay, and I hope that this particular slide, you will keep it with you wherever you go in the corporate world and use it as a system to take decisions and to perform better in time. So where does the strategic process starts? Just at the bottom, the winning aspiration, okay? Here we want to understand, as we're going to see in our semester, what position do we have in the market right now? Are we in a defensive or in an attacking mode? Do we have the capabilities to go against the big guys, or should we be a niche player that may be defending just a strong and unique point in the market? And this strategic position will be naturally derived also from our mission, purpose that our company has, our vision of what do we want to achieve in the long term, and our values. Okay. Now, the second important element is the playing field. Where do we want to play? Where do we want to win? And this particular phase of the strategic process involves two elements, the environmental and the industry analysis. Okay? When we have the full evaluation of these two elements, we can understand what is going to be our competitive advantage. I mean, how are we going to win in this marketplace? This includes understanding an internal analysis based on our resources and capabilities, as I was mentioning in the clip before, and also understanding our business system represented by a value chain. This particular concept was originally defined as the business model, okay? We are talking about the same thing. Now, Professor Michael Porter, back in the 80s, first thought of a company as a collection of activities that are coordinated to achieve an objective. That's the value chain, okay? Now, with the business model, we understand precisely how this set of activities create value, deliver value, and capture value. Now, after we define, fourth step is extremely important. What are the capabilities that we require? I mean, how am I going to secure that we make good use of our resources and our skills and our people? Okay, that I do by setting goals and objectives and assuring that these goals and objectives are aligned within all the functional areas of the company. Okay, in this way, we can understand what is going to be the reinforcing tasks that we will have as clear differentiators from the competition. And the fifth important element that implies the decision and the start of the implementation of the strategy is the management systems. When we are creating and monitoring management systems is because we have already started to carry out our plan, okay? And we may carry our plan in a corporate or in a business level, okay? We will talk later on about this matter. And naturally speaking, our plan will be contrasted, will be compared if we are operating on a domestic, international, or perhaps global environment, and if we are operating on a normal market, a business as usual environment, or in a crisis market like the events of on United States just some 8 years ago, 2008, when the financial crisis just stumbled by, for example, to Venezuela. Okay, now moving forward, the management systems imply that we have a way to know if we are achieving our goals. We create scoreboards, okay, based on key performance indicators about revenue, about market share, and we review this information often with our teams to secure that they are doing what they are supposed to do and that they are reacting in the event of disruptions to our execution. Now, all these 5 steps together imply a feedback, okay? Because based on all this information and your decisions, you will be able to evaluate and adjust your strategy accordingly. And in this way, the 5 steps turn to be a process, okay? Because in time, you will even review your mission and your vision, okay? And then you will start all over again to make sure that you have the appropriate idea of what you want to achieve and how you want to achieve it, okay? I just started in the next slide some images to let you think more freely about these 5 elements, okay? The mission and the vision, what do you do regarding the purpose of the company, and very important, why do you do it, okay? If you recall in Monday that I was asking you, how do you add value? This particular question is connected with this statement below, okay? If you don't know how you are contributing to the communities or the stakeholders that you serve, the market may not see any value to make business with you, okay? The playing field or the environment, this is why I put a storm, okay? There are industries that in a structural way may not be attractive regardless of what you do, okay? You would have to dig very deep to find an appropriate niche, okay? There may be industries in which you are the pioneer or are extremely embryonic, I mean, just in the very early phases of development, and therefore you can commit to a visionary mindset and create your own conditions in this playing field. And in that way, you create your own advantage. Now, when we talk in the next weeks about external analysis, we will also talk about the revenue pools. I mean, where do you find the most valuable revenue to carry out your strategy in your market? What kind of customers do you want to serve? What kind of markets do you need to be no matter what? And also you will understand what a profitability driver is. I mean, which are the criteria that the customers or the competitors favor in order to secure a particular result in your key performance indicators. Now, as I was mentioning, the internal analysis implies understanding your business systems, okay? What do you excel at? Are you very good at marketing? Are you very good at logistics? Do you have favorable conditions with your suppliers that allows you a cost advantage? I mean, you must understand from the very moment that you put raw materials into your company all the way to deliver and charge for your product with the customer, what is happening, okay? And what is helping you to reach financial sustainability and what is not helping you, so that you may take decisions accordingly to make the system every single time a better one. Now, with the idea of the system in hand, you start to deploy resources. You define your plan, okay? What people will go to which marketing, how many time, okay? What results are you expecting? If you remember the series of steps in this particular slide, we will be talking about the objectives and goals, okay? And finally, you make the evaluation, okay? You check how well you are executing. This particular image reminds me sports trainers, just with the atmosphere of Olympics, okay? Whenever you see at the halftime that your people is not doing what they are supposed to do, you need to make changes, okay? You need to respond with the business systems, or otherwise you respond with changes of players, okay? Now, with this main idea in hand, I want to tell you that in your mail you will find some videos regarding LATAM Airlines and regarding Avianca that will be complement to the last slides of the presentation. Okay, with these videos on the slides, I hope that you may understand what are the conclusions of this topic regarding the very big value, the huge importance of having a strategy. To make a strategy is not an easy task. It takes time. Nevertheless, it has a great value because it prepares you to address the needs of the market, okay, and to respond to the changes in the market, okay? In fact, you will see by the end of the presentation a pair of quotes by the CEO of PepsiCo and the CEO of John Brands that talks that the strategy is more important than ever, particularly in this century with an environment moving faster and faster every single time, okay? And just I want you to think about the companies that you know, the companies that perhaps you see on your way home or coming back to school. The companies that endure in the market, like Cinépolis, like Toyota, are companies that have a clear plan and that they keep adapting it and executing it every single time. Okay, if you have a strategy, you have the foundations for success, even if the strategy has to be modified in time due to external or internal circumstances. But you cannot skip it. Okay, and it is your responsibility as future CEOs to make sure that strategy is a top priority of your firm. So I bid you good night, and I'm still pending to send you an introductory clip to topic number 2, strategic positions, that you will be discussing with Liliana on Monday, and 2 very short articles in order to make the capsules formalization. So stay tuned a little bit later, and you will have all the indications. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.